Hi friends, welcome back. I am so excited to bring this video to you today. I'm here with Giulia from Color Analysis Studio.
Hi everyone.
And she's going to be reading my colors today. So she's going to be looking at my hair color, my skin tone, my eye color, and creating a color palette specifically for me. So I've actually flown down to Melbourne today to do this color analysis, and I'm doing it in person. But if you are somewhere else in the world and you'd like to get your colors read, you can absolutely do this online with Giulia and Alessandra. So go to coloranalysis.au. We're also posting a few videos on the Color Analysis Studio YouTube channel.
Yes.
Guys, go check out their content. It is a treasure trove of nerdy color analysis info. You're gonna love it. We're gonna do a little makeup tutorial and an online color analysis on their platform. So I'll link that in the description. Shall we begin?
Absolutely, Karima.
Amazing.
Let's start with the analysis.
Before we begin this color analysis, I've done a lot of doom scrolling on this topic, and so I feel like I have sort of an idea of what color season I might be. So I'm going to write it down on this piece of paper, I'm going to fold it up, and at the end, we're going to see if I was right. I'm going to do my sub-season too and see if I'm right. Okay, so where do we start?
So we start by covering your clothes and your hair in this first phase because we really want to analyze your undertone. We want to focus on your skin to see if you work better with colors that are cool, blue-based, or warm, yellow-based. Everyone is either cool or warm. And in order to analyze the undertone properly, we want to isolate your skin as much as possible. This is why I'm going to cover your hair.
Okay.
Perfect. So the hair is covered, your skin is very isolated, no makeup, absolutely. And now we can start comparing cool and warm colors on you, Karima, in order to see how your skin reacts to different color temperatures. Here we have a collection of warm and cool colors. We're going to go through all of them and we need to focus on your skin to see how it reacts to the different colors. This first color here is a tomato red, which is warm, yellow based. Can you see that it's very close to orange for a red, right?
Yes, like an orangey red.
Correct. And then we swap to a much cooler red. This one we call raspberry. It's cool, it's blue-based, and of course we can see that being blue-based, it projects a bluish light on your skin, while colors that are warm, yellow-based, project a yellow light on your skin. Okay, so if we go from warm to cool, we are changing the temperature of the light that these two colors project on your skin. And I can already tell you that I see quite an interesting difference between these two. From warm, all of this yellowness reflected to your skin makes the colors look a little less natural compared to here. Can you see how fresh and clean the skin becomes straight away? Even the match with the color of your lips is very flattering. Look at this, it's pretty much the same color. Beautiful, beautiful. Then let's move on to a warm color now.
I never wear this color.
Okay, interesting.
This is a color I would steer well away from.
Okay. Well, I'm actually glad that you say this. It looks like the undertone doesn't match yours. It looks like this color is way warmer compared to your undertone. That's right. So it looks like your skin, with all of this yellowness projected on it, loses definition, too similar to the color of this drape.
It's black.
It dulls everything down and we lose, again, definition. That's the most important aspect that we can notice. And then let's swap to a cool color. Much better, much better.
This is a color I would wear.
Perfect. I'm very glad. It really suits your undertone. It's blue-based, it's cool enough. Very nice. I really love this. Then, with darker colors, we have this warm brown, quite dark, and of course yellow-based, warm we said. While for the cool option, we have navy Wow, okay. Do you use navy much?
Yes, I think I prefer now navy to black even.
Okay, amazing, amazing. That's very interesting. We're gonna have a chat about black for sure during the analysis. Right now, between the warm brown and the navy, the difference is very evident.
I see.
Here, again, you know, this color dulls your features a little bit. Okay. While here, everything is enhanced. High definition, the lips very colorful, they look very healthy, your eyes pop a lot. Also, can you see how clean and white your sclera looks? So the white part of your eyes looks very clean white. So we have the impression that you have more energy, that you're very awake, okay? You don't look tired at all. So this is a good trick if you're cool in undertone to wear blues, okay? Let's move on to whites. The first one is a cream white, which is warm, yellow base. As you can see, this one is quite different from a pure, clean white.
I see.
That we find here. Okay.
So this is a bright white.
Correct. This is a plain white that we define cool. So just neutral, clean white is considered to be cool in color analysis, while a warm white looks like this. Cream, butter, ivory, all of these kind of yellowish looking whites.
I see.
This one, okay, this is the effect. And then we swap to the cool white and we see that everything becomes brighter, cleaner. As soon as we remove that yellow component from the skin, everything looks more natural. This is key. We don't want to change your colors, Karima. We just want your natural colors to be enhanced, okay? We want to bring out your characteristics that you naturally have, okay?
So we're searching for harmony almost.
Definitely. Great keyword. That's the keyword of color analysis, harmony. Actually, in Italian, we use the word armocromia, which means harmony of colors. So great comment. That's the perfect word. And then we go here and we're like, okay, this is your real chromatic appearance. So beautiful, fresh. Clean white is a much better option for you compared to, let's say, a cream yellow white.
Okay, good to know.
And then we have this very warm color, is a golden mustard that represents gold, while here we have this beautiful purplish gray that represents silver. Okay. Are you more of a gold or silver person, Karima?
You know what? I actually wear both.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to wear a little bit of everything, but I have become somewhat aware that silver is perhaps sitting on my skin tone more harmoniously.
Definitely. If you like gold, I highly recommend white gold instead of yellow gold. Also, an important thing, if we're talking about jewelry, I mean little pieces, it's fine. We can be very flexible in our everyday life, of course. But let's say if you want to choose between a gold dress or a silver dress, well, in that case, a dress is not a detail. It's the main focus of the outfit. So in that case, I highly recommend you go with silver. Highly recommend.
Okay, good to know.
Perfect. Karima, we are leaning cool, but very cool so far.
Amazing. That is what I get. That is what I gathered.
Beautiful. I'm glad.
Yeah, all I have to do is put on a mustard shirt and I know that that's not for me.
Because it's too warm. That's why. Yes, you're absolutely right. Now let's use these different fabrics. So here we have electric blue and silver, so a combination of cool colors. Well, here we have rust and gold, therefore a combination of warm colors. Let's have a look at your skin now and let's see what happens when we go from warm to cool. What a difference. Okay, this is night and day. Your colors brighten up and they look so much cleaner and fresher when we remove all of this warmth. So Karima, from now on, for your important purchases between warm colors and cool colors, definitely go with cool. 100%. Fantastic.
Absolutely. So it's like it's fair to say that I am in a cool category. That much we know.
100%. Definitely. Definitely.
Okay.
Very cool.
You know, it's interesting. Back when I started doing makeup, if you were warm, it meant you had to be really yellow and golden orange. And if you're cool, it means you're pink.
Yes.
But I don't think that that's actually really a good analysis of skin tone anymore. You can be cool tone and not be pink.
This is key. This is very important because some people don't look pink in the skin, but they're cool,
Exactly.
right? Because when we analyze a person, we focus on the undertone of the skin, while the color that we see in the mirror is the overtone of the skin. So you can have even neutral warm overtone, so the skin color.
Yeah.
But you do have a cool undertone at the same time. So this is completely possible. So the overtone, the color of the skin, is not that telling in color analysis. Also because the color of the skin can change for so many reasons. You go on a holiday, you get a tan, the color of the skin changes, but the undertone doesn't change.
I see. Okay.
That's very important.
Interesting.
This is why when it comes to makeup, we recommend people to choose the foundation based on the overtone, so the color of the skin.
I see.
While everything else, lipstick, eyeshadow, blush, you should follow your undertone.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, see, I'm not very pink. I don't think I have a lot of pink in my skin, but I do have quite a bit of blue.
Correct. Yes, that's a
In my
hint for a
lips,
cool undertone.
in my eyelids, there's bluish kind of tones there. So I definitely see the cool for sure.
Definitely. And even here, when we place the gold and silver frames, it's obvious that we want to look here. We see more harmony with the silver frame compared to the gold one. Okay.
Right, I see. Yes, when I wear gold on my skin, it feels like more punchy. It's like more, it stands out more, which is a vibe. Yes. It's an interesting look.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you. If that's the effect that you're looking for, great.
Yes.
If you're looking for, more of a harmonious look, gentle look, of course you want to use silver in your case. Okay. Karima, your undertone is cool. Definitely, we can absolutely confirm it. This means that your season is either winter or summer. We already know at this point that you're not a spring. We already know that you're not an autumn, because spring and autumn have a warm undertone. Okay, and in color analysis, we work by matching. It means that if you're cool in undertone, cool colors work better on you. Okay. Now, how do we decide if you're winter or summer? It depends on the level of intensity of your colors. So if your colors are very, let's say, soft, delicate and gentle, you work better with colors that are softer, the ones from the summer palette. If your colors are very bold and vibrant, more intense, you work better with colors that are brighter, like those from the winter palette.
Okay, let's look.
We can uncover the hair because the undertone phase is finished. So this is emerald green from the winter palette.
Okay, not a color I would typically wear, actually.
Okay. And this is sage green from the summer palette.
Okay.
Now, they're both cool. Undertone-wise, they're both correct.
Okay.
But right now, we need to see which one works better in terms of intensity.
Okay.
Colors that are so strong can look overwhelming, overpowering, while colors that are so delicate can look a little bit too dull.
I see.
Okay, let's see what happens in your case.
Okay.
From winter to summer. Okay.
It's a tricky one because I tend to go for the softer colors. It's like my preference.
I see. Okay, okay.
But I can see here that the bright one doesn't feel like it's overpowering my hair color or anything. Yeah.
Not at all. Absolutely. You have deep hair color, eyebrows quite deep, eyes quite deep, and a beautiful contrast with the white part, okay? And quite fair skin. So you have this high contrast. People with high contrast work better with colors that are more intense. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Of course, these two colors represent two extremes. This is extremely bright.
Oh, I see.
This is extremely soft. You can even be somewhere in between.
Yes. Okay.
But between the two, it's evident that this one works better.
I'm leaning on that direction.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. You're leaning here because this one is strong enough for your features, maybe a little bit too strong, we're gonna see, but it definitely works better compared to this one. Can you see that this one is too weak next to you?
It does feel a little bit, yeah, just a little bit kind of blah again.
A little bit. So if you're looking for a very subtle look, you don't want to emphasize the brightness of your colors, this is better.
Right, okay.
But since you have such a beautiful intensity, if you want to show it, these colors work better.
Okay, well, it's a good excuse to get a bright dress, isn't it?
Correct. A bright background or a soft background.
Interesting.
A little less convincing, this one. You can go so much stronger compared to this color, which is, again, it's working in terms of undertone. It's blue-based. We really like it for that reason. But intensity-wise, you can definitely go stronger towards a winter color.
Right. So that's a good color, but that's probably great. One is good, one is great. Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Karima, I'm going to show you the frames of the 4 seasons just as a quick recap.
Okay.
We excluded the 2 warm seasons straight away when we discovered that your undertone is cool. So you're not in autumn.
I am certainly not in autumn.
No, not for sure. And also you're not a spring. Too warm in this one. But at least these colors are intense.
Right, okay.
At least the intensity is correct.
I see.
While here, if you think about it, the undertone is wrong because these colors are warm, and even the intensity is wrong because they're too soft for you. So you're so sure that you're not in autumn because autumn is your exact opposite.
I thought so. It felt like that whenever I put on something autumnal, to be honest.
Of course. Now we're talking the 2 cool seasons, summer and winter.
They look quite similar when you have them side by side.
Yeah, so summer is a little bit softer and it's lighter overall, but the coolness is the same.
I see, okay.
And here you are, cool, intense, and overall deep. Okay. Very nice. Look at this. Look at the black and white combination. It's not too strong next to you.
I can do black and white.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me today that I couldn't do black.
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
So winter is the only palette that has black. So black is part of your palette. Now, is it going to be one of your staple colors? We don't know. Got it. So between all of the winter colors, so we don't know if black is one of your best ones, but it is part of your palette. So definitely go with black. So we know that your undertone is cool and your level of intensity is high. This is why you're a winter.
I am in the winter category.
You are a winter. Definitely.
This is a surprise.
You're a winter, so welcome to the winter palette, to the winter family. And here we see the real story. Every season is divided into 3 subgroups that represent the 3 main characteristics of that palette. In the winter palette, we find winter bright, winter deep, and winter cool that have the brightest, deepest, and coolest colors of the palette. Huge disclaimer, you're winter, they all work on you. That's the whole point of being winter. But now this is the fun part of the analysis because we just need to choose our favorite colors. But they all work.
So even some within the winter category will be better for me than others.
Correct.
As we get closer and closer to my true, like where I stand color-wise.
Correct. Here we're basically looking for your dominant feature. We know that you work better with colors that are cool compared to warm. Better with colors that are bright compared to soft, and better with colors that are deep compared to light. But is the brightness, the depth, or the coolness your dominant feature? The most important thing, let's say, in your profile. Let's start with winter bright. So we have emerald green, the one that we use for the intensity. This suits you so well, Karima. If you want to get a dress in this color, it would suit you so well. But this can be a color of a stone in your earrings. How you interpret these colors is completely up to you. Then I'm curious to see this one. Lemon yellow. What's your relationship with yellow?
You know, I actually think yellow is a bit underrated. But I do think you need to get the right yellow for yourself, right? So I've had some yellow things that really made me look sick, but then I've had some others that actually really look nice on me. So I'm curious to see what you tell me about yellow.
Amazing. These is the perfect yellow for you. It looks acidic. It looks citrusy. It
It's
doesn't
like
look golden.
chartreuse or something almost.
Yeah, it's
kind of.
towards that area. It's towards
Yeah.
that area. The key is that your yellows don't have to look golden. If they look golden warm, not for you.
That'd be for your spring or your autumn can wear those golden kind
Definitely,
of yellows.
definitely.
Whereas if you're cool, it's a little bit more of a kind, yeah, like a citrusy, chartreusey
yes.
kind of cool yellow.
Correct.
Okay.
Look at the difference between a yellow for an autumn palette, okay, very golden, very delicate, beautiful for autumns. But
Yeah.
since you're a winter, you want to be here. Okay.
Yeah, it feels much more at home with my
Great.
skin, yeah. Wow. I love that color. I think it's so fun.
Yeah, it is. It is a lot of fun. Also, I have to say that yellow is not an important part of the winter palette, but if you want to use a yellow, that's your reference. While in the winter palette, we find many blues. Look at this one,
Love a blue.
cyan.
Love a
So
blue.
nice.
Yeah.
And the effect on the skin, I mean, this is still part of your palette, but it's still a yellow. And then we go here, and this is a blue-based blue.
Yeah.
So fresh. The effect on the skin is unbelievable.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, interesting. You know, when I first figured out that I was cool tone because all my favorite stuff is blue.
Ah, yeah.
All the things that I wear that I feel really good in, I was like,
sense.
oh, these are all blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. Still, we need to remember that your undertone was not only cool, but very cool during the undertone phase. Some people can be cool, but not extremely cool. You can even be
Right.
neutral cool. In your analysis, it was very evident that your undertone is cool.
Okay,
Very
there
evident.
you go, guys. We've been discussing my skin tone for ages. Turns out
yeah.
I'm very cool.
Definitely.
Okay.
And here we have magenta, a lovely color that is quite intense. It doesn't look too much, it doesn't look overwhelming, but it's also quite cool, even this one. Love
Okay.
it. So if you want to experiment with these colors that are a little brighter, this is the palette that you can refer to, Winter Bright.
Okay, fun. Winter Bright.
This is Winter Bright with emerald, lemon, cyan, and magenta. Amazing. Let's see what we do with Winter Deep and Winter Cool. Are they gonna be better or worse compared to Winter Bright? Let's see. This is Petroleum, which is the cool version of teal, but it's the same family. Blue-green. This is so beautiful on you, Karima. It looks very elegant, very nice. Look, the risk with these kind of colors that are so dark is that they can look a little heavy. It doesn't look heavy on you. It looks elegant. Beautiful, beautiful, with a touch of silver. You see, with a touch of silver. Look at this combination, okay? With a cool lipstick, for example. Do you use this color much or do you like it?
I'm interested.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm keen. I would wear it for sure.
Perfect. Then let's see what we find here. Purple. So nice.
Yeah, I do love a purple.
Good. I'm very glad because I find that this kind of colors, purple, violet, they are a little underrated. So I like to promote them for winters. Can you see that it makes sense next to you? Okay.
Yes, I do see that, yeah.
It's a very harmonious background. It looks aligned with your colors.
Yes.
Okay. Then we go to Orchid. Even this one is very nice. Huh? Still part of the magenta family, quite cool, but a little darker compared to the magenta.
Interesting. I would think that this kind of color would kind of maybe make my skin look more red, but it doesn't actually.
Okay. Look, when it comes to redness, using the red and also this purple family can be tricky because we're still projecting a bit of red.
Onto our face, right.
But in this case, this is so cool. There's so much blue in here that pretty much balances the effect out.
I see.
Okay.
So for someone like me, it doesn't really make me look that much more red. But perhaps if you were warm tone, this would kind of be throwing something a bit red on the face.
Definitely.
Okay.
If you're warm toned, you want to use a color that is similar to this but yellow based.
Okay, interesting.
And now let's have a look at black.
Okay,
so black is part of your color palette. It does work on you.
Yes.
Now, is it one of our favorite colors so far? I'm curious to see the comparison that we always do between black and navy. Okay, black Yes, it works.
It works, but it's kind of almost darker than anything on me.
That's correct. You're not this deep.
Yes.
You can work with colors that are even quite dark, but it doesn't look like it's your dominant feature.
So depth is not likely my dominant feature.
No, I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
Of course, we need to have a look at winter cool before deciding, but just from how these colors work on you, they work very well. Of course, I'm being really picky, guys. This is important to remember. These
Yes.
colors are all part of your palette, Karima. They all
Okay.
work on you. But in order to assign you a subgroup, I need to be very, very specific. This is Winter Deep. It looks very elegant overall. It looks sophisticated compared to Winter Bright that looks more fun, for example.
Yes.
So you see, you can also use different colors for different occasions.
Perfect.
Okay.
I love that, yeah.
Now, last one, Winter Cool.
Winter cool. Okay.
Okay, wow, look at this one, pine green.
Okay, interesting.
So this is a green that is not as strong as emerald,
Right.
but it's not even as soft, as weak, let's say, like the sage green. It's a bit of an in-between. Can you see how beautifully it works? It's not too strong, it's not too dark, and it's very, very cool.
Okay.
This color is cool enough for
It
you.
definitely feels like in harmony.
There's a lot of blue in this one. I'll show you a green that is not part of your palette, just so that we can appreciate the difference.
Okay.
This is olive green from the
Yeah.
autumn palette. Okay.
Beautiful on some people.
Correct.
Yeah, on those who are warm, but I can really see for me that this is just, it doesn't make my skin look as fresh. It doesn't make my features stand out as much. I definitely notice it on the green.
I'm very glad you say this because, of course, this works so well on autumns.
Yes.
But of course, since you're a winter, this color is too warm and too delicate for
I
your
see.
features. And then we swap to cooler and brighter. Oh my God.
Right.
What a difference! Can you see?
Absolutely.
The skin brightens up, your eyes brighten up,
Yes, I
the
agree.
lips
It
look
feels
super
easier
healthy.
to wear as well. It's just easy. I could wear this in a big dress and it wouldn't feel so overwhelming.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. While I have to say that this color, it looks like we're doing a test in a color analysis session, while here it feels like you're wearing this.
Yeah, it's a really interesting observation. You're right.
So already love this one.
Yeah, I love that.
And here we are with the navy.
Love this.
Wow.
Love
Wow.
this. Makes my eyes feel brighter, my teeth feel brighter, just
Yes.
everything comes to life.
Yes.
So this is comparing with the black.
Correct. Now we're comparing black from Winter Deep and navy from Winter Cool. You see, even within the same season, we can find our special colors, and it really
Right.
looks like navy is a special color for you.
Okay, good to know.
Black works. It's not like it doesn't work.
It's classic,
Yes.
but it's not cheering me in the same way that the blue is.
Correct. Look at this.
Yeah, I see that for sure.
Brighter, fresher, and the effect, this, coolness, all of this bluish reflection really suits your undertone.
Okay.
Love this one. It's quite evident, it's quite obvious that on you, navy works better than black. This is a characteristic of a winter cool profile.
Okay.
Yes. Let's have a look. Let's see the other two colors, but we're definitely leaning towards this subgroup.
Oh,
Wow.
it's interesting.
Do you use this kind of berry-looking reds much? We call this one cherry.
I like it on the lips.
Ah, yes, of
I
course.
really like this kind of color on the lips. Yeah.
Yes, it would suit you so well in lipsticks. I highly recommend you rely on colors that remind you of berries when it comes to lipsticks. So raspberry, cherry, strawberry, but even blackberry, blueberry. While colors that are very, very warm, very orangey, can clash with your undertone a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
And I noticed that even things that are neutral leaning warm can look so warm on me. Like a lip liner that for other people is a nude lip liner, for me it's like golden. It looks like almost like a caramel color.
Definitely. Warm pigments on people with a cool undertone like you turn orange very quickly. You have this effect that everything is, becoming a little rust bronze looking.
Yes.
It's the undertone that doesn't match, and you see the difference between warm and cool very, very well because it's not matching.
Yeah, it contrasts with my skin so much.
Correct.
Yeah. Ooh, cool.
Oh, look at this one. This one is cobalt.
Wow.
Can you see how well you work with colors that are quite intense? But, in the blue family, Karima, you find your comfort zone. Basically, you cannot go wrong when it comes to blues.
Okay, good. I love blue.
Good.
It's my favorite color to wear, yeah.
I'm very glad. Blue is very, very easy for you to wear.
It's effortless. I don't have to work too hard in it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Everything makes sense, Karima. All of the colors that we tried from the winter palette work very well on you, but the special ones can be found in Winter Cool.
Okay. So I am a winter cool palette.
Karima, I can confirm that you're winter cool, 100% winter cool, with a very cool undertone, a medium-high level of intensity, and overall you work better with colors that are a little darker compared to lighter, but it's not that key in your analysis. Plain white works very well on you when it's very light, so don't stress too much about light and dark. But definitely remember, the cooler you go, the better it is for you.
Right. So when I go shopping now, I should be looking for, or considering the things that are cool toned.
Yes.
Lightness and darkness is a matter of preference.
Yes.
But also kind of a medium to high intensity.
Exactly.
So nothing that's exceptionally muted, because that will make me look a little bit blah.
Correct.
Got it.
Look at this. I'm gonna leave you these colors on.
Okay.
And I'll show you the sage green again.
Okay. Yeah.
Now that your eyes are so used to all of these beautiful winter colors, can you see that this one is not enough for you?
Right.
Okay.
I like it for like on a personal level. Like personally, definitely. I love the sage.
It's a beautiful color.
But I can see that the other one, it feels just more punchy on my skin and fresher.
I'm glad you can see it so well from here to here.
Yeah, clearer skin.
Karima, winter cool is your profile 100%. What do you think?
I love it.
Oh, I'm glad.
Love it. You know what? Whatever you were going to tell me today, I was going to embrace it. But I did kind of suspect that I was on the cooler spectrum. And
Perfect.
Now you told me that I'm very cool, which makes a lot of sense.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And I want to show you the frames of the subgroups, and then we're done with the analysis.
Okay.
We started with Winter Bright, with the brightest colors of the palette. These ones you can rely on for something a little more fun, energetic. Okay. We had a look at Winter Deep colors. Also beautiful. They have this very sophisticated vibe with your features. I really like this palette too. While the really cool subgroup is this one.
That's
Winter Cool. Look at this. For the light color, we have Ice. Okay.
I love that color.
So nice. It suits you very, very well.
Yeah.
And also all of the others, the greens, the blues, of course, but even the purples.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Definitely. In every sense, very, very cool. And also, I want to show you the borderline subgroups, because as a winter cool, you're close to summer cool.
So you can kind of borrow a little bit from a sister palette, right?
Exactly. So you're not too far away from summer cool. If you want to borrow a few colors from there for a little, extra fun, you can definitely do that, because those colors are cool enough for you.
Right.
Since your dominant feature is the coolness.
So this is summer cool.
Correct. Summer cool, your sister subgroup. The coolest area of the summer palette, which is the only other season that has a cool undertone like you.
Right.
The colors overall are a little lighter compared to yours, are also a little bit softer compared to yours, but they're fine. I mean, if you want to experiment with these colors, go for it.
Yes. Okay. Interesting. I think I tend to wear a lot of colors like right now that are a little bit like that.
Amazing.
But I think also because now that I'm kind of growing out my natural hair color, it's quite a bit darker. Whereas down here, I think you guys can see, like I had some highlights.
Yes.
And I noticed that sometimes when I lighten my hair, that it can shift a little bit what my perception of my color. So I tend to go a little bit lighter if my hair's a bit lighter, whereas when my hair is dark, then I can pull on that contrast.
This is so true. Absolutely well said. If you see yourself with this kind of color, you can think that your intensity is a little lower than it actually is.
Yes.
You can feel like you can wear lighter colors more, easily.
Yes,
While
absolutely.
with your natural colors,
It becomes more punchy.
of course, it's the intensity that increases because you're increasing your contrast. Actually, you're showing your natural contrast, while
Yes.
with this color here, you were lowering your natural contrast. This is what happened. So that's
Yes.
probably why you felt more comfortable with colors, probably from the summer palette. So cool and a little softer, a little more gentle. But now with your hair color, we revealed the truth that you belong to the winter palette.
Right.
Definitely.
So if someone were to, someone at home were to go and get their hair colored, say a lighter during summer, they might actually find themselves that their perception of their best colors changes a little bit because of that hair shift.
Yes, for sure,
Right.
for sure.
Is it the same when you tan in the sun?
When you tan, your overtone changes, so your skin color changes, so you can find that you can wear your colors from your palette a little differently. So it's interesting when your colors change, how you can change the way you use your colors, but it's not like your season changes.
I understand.
Okay. So
Okay.
if you're winter and you go have a tan, even if you dye your hair, you're still a winter.
Yes.
But you're just, let's say, changing your, as you said, perception of your
Right.
colors a little bit, but you're still a
Okay.
winter.
And when people gray, does that change their color?
That's an interesting question. So you can see a shift in subgroup.
Okay.
Sometimes people who are very borderline between one season and another can also shift to the next season,
Okay.
but other people stay exactly the same because everyone ages in their own personal way. So there's no a rule that I can share that applies to everyone.
Okay.
What I can say is that gray, of course, is a cool color. So usually people who have a cool undertone feel more comfortable with gray hair compared to people who have a warm undertone.
Oh, okay.
That's usually what happens.
Okay.
But again, everyone ages in their own
Way.
specific way, and everyone's colors change in a different way. What we can say is that if you notice that your colors have changed, obviously changed since last time you did your color analysis, maybe it's time that you redo it.
see.
Every 15, 20 years, it's wise to redo it.
Okay. Oh,
Perfect.
winter cool.
Winter cool, 100%.
Wow, okay,
Karima.
amazing.
I'm very glad also we share the exact same color profile.
You're also a winter cool.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Yes,
there you go.
yes.
Well, looking at us next to one another, I guess it does.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah. Do you want to see what I guessed?
Please, absolutely,
Okay.
can't wait.
So now that we have determined my true color palette, let us take a look at what I guessed earlier.
I'm so curious.
For the record, I was incorrect.
What did
I
you
was
guess?
incorrect. I actually put soft summer.
Okay, so correct undertone, cool, but lower intensity than you actually are.
Perhaps I'm actually a bit intimidated by the bright colors. So when I put them on, it was more like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's very bright. I mustn't be high intensity. But maybe it's
Yes.
more about like kind of learning to see myself a bit in those shades.
Definitely, definitely. I'll show you the soft summer frame and we can compare it to winter cool.
Okay, good idea. Maybe also when my hair was, because it's grown out quite a bit now, when my highlights were kind of in around my face, maybe it was a little bit of a lower intensity vibe.
Definitely, definitely. You could have looked less intense with this.
So much.
Absolutely,
much,
that's
yeah.
it. This is the soft summer frame.
I see totally what you mean now.
Okay, so the undertone is neutral cool, not as cool as yours. So these
Yes.
colors are cool, but to be very picky, they're not cool enough
Got
for
it.
you. But most of all, they're a little bit too soft.
Okay.
You can push so much more. Or if you feel comfortable using these colors, I recommend you wear also something that is a little stronger next to
Okay.
these colors. Okay.
Okay.
Because remember that you're here.
Yeah. I can see the freshness straight away. How you talk about like how it kind of almost clears the skin.
Absolutely.
Almost like you need less makeup and less coverage because it just brings this beautiful color to the skin.
Exactly. The correct colors put makeup on you. It's amazing. It's amazing the effect.
That's a really good point. So do you find that when you're wearing makeup, for example, that's like more eyeliner, a little bit stronger makeup,
Yep.
do you feel as though then that can kind of change the way that you dress as well? So if you've got like a very strong eye, does that increase your intensity so that you could maybe have more intensity in your clothing?
Absolutely correct. For example, some of the colors from Winter Bright that you said, you know, a little bit intense for what I usually wear. Well, with a bit of makeup, you would feel very comfortable using those colors that are a little stronger, because when you put makeup on, you slightly increase your level of intensity. And this is a trick if you want to use colors that in theory are a little too strong for you, a little bit of makeup helps.
Yes, and I think we all kind of intuitively know that, where sometimes when we put on a color, it's like, oh, I need a little bit more makeup.
Yeah.
To make this work.
That's right. If the color is a little too strong, you feel the need to use makeup.
Yes.
While when we tried navy blue on you, we don't feel the need to put anything on. It's done. Even in this regard, like here, it looks like you're wearing makeup.
Yeah.
And then we swap to Summer Soft.
Yeah.
A little less, right?
Yeah, totally.
A little less.
I am a convert. This has really changed my mind about how I see color on myself.
I'm so glad, Karima.
Yeah.
This is, a fun experience, but when you see it, you can't unsee it. So welcome to my world.
It's true. You must be going around everywhere just like observing colors in people.
A little bit. Even when I watch TV, for example, I can really appreciate when I see a person on TV wearing their colors. I'm like, oh look how beautiful they look with their colors on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now I'm going to hopefully see it everywhere too. Thank you so much for this today. It was honestly, I just had an absolute blast. I love talking about color so much. Make sure everyone, you at home, you go and check out Color Analysis on YouTube. Go check out the videos that we filmed for their channel. Also, if you would like to get your own colors analyzed either in person in Melbourne or online, you can go to coloranalysis.au. I'll pop all of their links in the description. Thank you so much,
Karima,
Giulia.
it was a pleasure and lovely to meet you today. It was a bless to analyze your colors. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye. It's fun, isn't it?
That was so fun. Oh my God. I want to gift this to everyone I know now. How do I gift them this experience?
You can gift the experience either in person or online.
Oh, this is such a good gift idea.
Yeah, we receive so many gifts.
Yeah. I want to do this for my
Within-
auntie because she loves color and she's always saying, is this my color? Is this my color? I want to gift her this.
That's it. Yes.
Cool.